Fish quotes. I got 99 problems and fishing solves all of them. Earl Dibbles, Jr. I still don't know why I fish or why others fish, except that we like it and it makes us think and feel. Roderick Haig Brown. It doesn't matter if the rod is or isn't bent. Justin Morgan. Game fish are too valuable to be caught only once. Lee Wolf OL. I know that the human being and the fish can coexist peacefully. George W. Bush. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he'll sit in a boat with a fishing pole and drink beer all day. Lorena McCourtney, Invisible. Having a fishing rod in your hand is merely an excuse to explore out-of-sight depths and reveal mysteries that previously only existed in dreams. Fennel Hudson. The act of fishing for fish, dreams, or whatever magic is available is enough. It transports us to a special world and a state of mind where we are free. Fennel Hudson. Sharing the fun of fishing turns strangers into friends in a few hours. Eugenie Clark. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. Henry David Thoreau. Great fish do not swim in shallow waters. Machona de Loeo. Fishing is much more than fish. It is the great occasion when we may return to the fine simplicity of our forefathers. Herbert Hoover. Look at where Jesus went to pick people. He didn't go to the colleges. He got guys off the fishing docks. Jeff Foxworthy. If people concentrated on the really important things in life, there'd be a shortage of fishing poles. Doug Larson. Some go to church and think about fishing, others go fishing and think about God. Tony Blake. Remember folks, fish are like relatives. After 2 days, they stink. Bobby Heenan. I fish to scratch the surface of those mysteries, for nearness to the beautiful, and to reassure myself the world remains. Carl Safina. A chub is the worst fish that swims. Isaac Walton, the complete angler. A fish only begins to realize its potential the moment you throw it in deep waters. Machona de Loeo. A river is honored for its fish, not its size. Machona de Loeo. When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. Mark Twain. No human being, however great or powerful, was ever so free as a fish. John Ruskin. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Albert Einstein. A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm. William Shakespeare. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Maimonides. The opposite for courage is not cowardice, it is conformity. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. Jim Hightower. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give a man a subprime fish loan and you're in business, buddy. Stephen Colbert. He who does not love his own language is worse than an animal and a smelly fish. Joe's Resolve. I don't exaggerate, I just remember big. Kai Rodriguez. When they go fishing, it is not really fish they are after. It is a philosophic meditation. E.T. Brown. Most of the world is covered by water. A fisherman's job is simple. Pick out the best parts. Charles Waterman. There is certainly something in angling that tends to produce a serenity of the mind. Washington Irving. She'd also called me brave, unless she was talking to the catfish. Rick Riordan. I used to like fishing because I thought it had some larger significance. Now I like fishing because it's the one thing I can think of that probably doesn't. John Girick. Sure, it was your idea and your fly, but he caught the big fish. Remember, fairness is a human idea largely unknown in nature. John Girick. Soon after I embraced the sport of angling, I became convinced that I should never be able to enjoy it if I had to rely on the cooperation of the fish. Sparse gray hackle. If fishing is a religion, fly fishing is high church. Tom Brokaw. I thoroughly enjoy getting away from the game and going out fishing because it's so relaxing, so quiet and peaceful. Tiger Woods. If you have the virtue of patience, an hour or two of casting alone is plenty of time to review all you've learned about the grand themes of life. Carl Safina. I want everybody to go jump in the ocean to see for themselves how beautiful it is, how important it is to get acquainted with fish swimming in the ocean, rather than just swimming with lemon slices and butter. Sylvia Earle. I am not eccentric, it's just that I am more alive than most people. I am an unpopular electric eel set in a pond of catfish. Edith Sitwell. Now I can look at you in peace. I don't eat you anymore. Franz Kafka. Fishing provides time to think and reason not to Carl Safina. There are always new places to go fishing. For any fisherman, there's always a new place, a new horizon. Jack Nicklaus. The charm of fishing is that it is the pursuit of what is elusive but attainable, a perpetual series of occasions of hope. John Buchan. Think of its speed, its floating, flashing body seen through the water. If I made fins and eyes and scales, I would arrest its movement. Give a pattern or shape of reality. I want just the flash of its spirit. Constantin Brancusi. Time spent fishing is time well spent. Justin Morgan. At high tide, fish eat ants. At low tide, ants eat fish. Thai proverb. Different fields, different grasshoppers. Different seas, different fish. Indonesian proverb. A child without a mother is like a fish in shallow water. Myanmar proverb. No good fish goes anywhere without a porpoise. Lewis Carroll. Fish is the only food that is considered spoiled once it smells like what it is. P.J. O'Rourke. The fishing was good. It was the catching that was bad. A.K. Vestmats Hagwall. Calling fishing a hobby is like calling brain surgery a job. Paul Schulery. No human being, however great or powerful, was ever so free as a fish. John Ruskin. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Albert Einstein. Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. Henry David Thoreau. If wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean. Jim Ross. Love is the net where hearts are caught like fish. Muhammad Ali. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Dr. Seuss. Wherever the fish are, that's where we go. Richard Wagner. The opposite for courage is not cowardice, it is conformity. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. Jim Hightower. If wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets. Frank Herbert. I like to fish. Fishing is always a way of relaxing. Tom Felton. It's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings. Kurt Cobain. If you believe in your heart that you are right, you must fight with all your might to do it your way. Only dead fish swim with the stream all the time. Linda Illerby. One-fifth of humankind depend on fish to live. Today now 70% of the fish stock are overexploited. According to FAO, if we don't change our system of fishing, the main sea resources will be gone in 2050. We don't want to believe what we know. Jan Arthus Bertrand. Remember, a dead fish can float downstream, but it takes a live one to swim upstream. W.C. Fields. No good fish goes anywhere without a porpoise. Lewis Carroll. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Maimonides. Good things come to those who hustle. Chuck Noll. There is certainly something in angling that tends to produce a serenity of the mind. Washington Irving. The greatest tragedy in life is to spend your whole life fishing only to discover it was never fish that you were after. Henry David Thoreau. Neither fish, flesh, nor good red herring. Unknown. Fishing is much more than fish. It is the great occasion when we may return to the fine simplicity of our forefathers. Herbert Hoover. I think fish is nice, but then I think that rain is wet, so who am I to judge? Douglas Adams. Fishes live in the sea, as men do a land. The great ones eat up the little ones. William Shakespeare. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. Jim Hightower. If a fish is the movement of water embodied, given shape, then cat is a diagram and pattern of subtle air. Doris Lessing. Our tradition is that of the first man who sneaked away to the creek when the tribe did not really need fish. Roderick Haig Brown. The only kind of seafood I trust is the fish stick, a totally featureless fish that doesn't have eyeballs or fins. Dave Barry. Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he will sit in a boat and drink beer all day. George Carlin. I don't ask for an apology because it's only tomorrow's fish and chip paper. Tracy Emmett. Retire to what? I already play golf and fish for a living. Julius Burrows. I do fish. I think there is a connection between thinking and fishing, mostly because you spend a lot of time up to your waist in water without a whole lot to keep your mind busy. Anthony Doerr. Even in the developing parts of the world, kids take to computers like fish to water. Nicholas Negroponte. Govern a great nation as you would cook a small fish. Do not overdo it. Laozi. Don't tell fish stories where the people know you, but particularly, don't tell them where they know the fish. Mark Twain. Do not be like the cat who wanted a fish but was afraid to get his paws wet. Unknown. Bragging may not bring happiness, but no man having caught a large fish goes home through an alley, and Landers. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Leave the dude alone and he'll figure it out. Louis C.K. I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joy, as I go walking along the same river. Zhuangzi. All I can say to the kids is if you've a problem in fishing or life, if you talk to an older person, you're gonna end up alright, because 9 times out of 10, they've been through the same thing. Rex Hunt. I am firmly convinced that the ideal combination leading to a happy life is to have the time to both fish and read. Brian Murphy. In these sad and ominous days of mad fortune chasing, every patriotic, thoughtful citizen, whether he fishes or not, should lament that we have not among our countrymen more fishermen. Grover Cleveland. In every species of fish I've angled for, it is the ones that have got away that thrill me the most, the ones that keep fresh in my memory. So I say it is good to lose fish. If we didn't, much of the thrill of angling would be gone. Ray Bergman. When they see me holding fish, they can see that I am comfortable with kings as well as with poppers. Imelda Marcos. Chicken fat, beef fat, fish fat, fried foods, these are the foods that fuel our fat genes by giving them raw materials for building body fat. Neil Barnard. A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm. William Shakespeare. There's a fine line between fishing and just standing on the shore like an idiot. Stephen Wright. The fact that we're catching more fish per person than we've ever done before doesn't mean that there are not particular places where we've managed fisheries badly. Bjorn Lomborg. Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach a man to fish and he will eat for a lifetime. Give a man religion and he will die praying for a fish. Benjamin Disraeli. I am probably in the sky, flying with the fish, or maybe in the ocean, swimming with the pigeons. See, my world is different. Lil Wayne. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Unless he doesn't like sushi, then you also have to teach him to cook. Warren Hoffman. I like being a big fish in a small pond. I'm not interested in a huge audience because it brings headaches. Nick Lowe. It is to be observed that angling is the name given to fishing by people who can't fish. Stephen Leacock. My face is muffled in my mother's clothing. Her rhinestones injure me. See, my feet are going. Fish flee the forefinger of my aunt. The sun streams over the geraniums. What has this to do with what I feel, with what I am? William H. Gass. We are also working on the restoration of salmon runs, and we are doing a new process of mass marking with these fish, so we can tell the wild fish from the hatchery fish. Norm Dix. Trout fishing. One must be a stickler for proper form. Use nothing but number 4 blasting caps or a hand grenade, if handy, or at a pool well lined with stone. One blast from a 44 Magnum will bring a few stunned brookies quietly to the surface. Edward Abbey. Last year I went fishing with Salvador Dali. He was using a dotted line. He caught every other fish. Stephen Wright. Change is always powerful. Let your hook be always cast ... in the pool where you least expect it. Will be a fish. Ovid. This island is made mainly of coal and surrounded by fish. Only an organizing genius could produce a shortage of coal and fish at the same time. Aneurin Bevan. What law, what reason can deny that gift so sweet, so natural that God has given a stream, a fish, a beast, a bird? Pedro Calderon de la Barca. My work is being destroyed almost as soon as it is printed. One day it is being read. The next day someone's wrapping fish in it. Double quotes. El cap. My view on issues is based on common sense, and my experience as a mother of 4 children, as a sole parent, and as a businesswoman running a fish and chip shop. Pauline Hanson. If I were to play somebody who ran a fish and chip shop, I would not work in a fish and chip shop for 3 months. Staring at chips is not going to help me in my performance. Ben Kingsley. If you want to maintain a sustainable supply of fish, you have to farm the fish, rather than mine them. So putting your money into fishing fleets that are going to exacerbate the problem by overfishing is not the way to preserve the underlying asset. Maurice Strong. Science, which cuts its way through the muddy pond of daily life, without mingling with it, casts its wealth to right and left, but the puny boatmen do not know how to fish for it. Alexander Herzen. I think I fish, in part, because it's an antisocial, bohemian business that, when gone about properly, puts you forever outside the mainstream culture without actually landing you in an institution. John Girick. Something to think about: if you fish the wrong fly long and hard enough, it will sooner or later become the right fly. John Girick. The finest gift you can give to any fisherman is to put a good fish back, and who knows if the fish that you caught isn't someone else's gift to you. Lee Wolf. Fly tackle has improved considerably since 1676, when Charles Cotton advised anglers to fish fine and far off, but no one has ever improved on that statement. John Girick. It is only the inexperienced and thoughtless who find pleasure in killing fish for the mere sake of killing them. No sportsman does this. William Cowper Prime. You can do anything with beer that you can do with wine. Beer is great for basting or marinating meat and fish. Grant Wood. You have to kill to survive. People have been doing it forever. I eat meat, and I eat fish. If I were on a deserted island, I would need that to survive. Benicio del Toro.